now taking his position is the retiring officer, Major Blake Jackson. Attention to orders. The United States of America. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal, Gold Star in lieu of Second Award to Master Gunnery Sergeant Jason S. Webb, United States Marine Corps, for outstanding meritorious service from 12 March 2017 to 10 July 2020, given this 10th day of July 2020. Signed, D.J. Furness, Major General, United States Marine Corps, Commanding General, 2nd Marine Division. United States Marine Corps, Master Gunnery Sergeant Jason S. Webb was transferred this date from the United States Marine Corps to the Fleet Marine Corps Reserve after 26 years of honorable and faithful active service. Signed, Commandant of the Marine Corps, Robert B. Neller. Certificate of Appreciation for Service in the Armed Forces of the United States of America. Master Gunnery Sergeant Jason S. Webb, United States Marine Corps. I extend to you my personal thanks and the sincere appreciation of our grateful nation for your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in its history with a devotion to duty and a spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud traditions of the military service. I trust that in the coming years you will maintain an active interest in the armed forces and the purpose for which you served. Those who follow in your footsteps will draw inspiration from your commitment, dedication, and sacrifices made to ensure the protection of our American freedoms. My best wishes to you for happiness and success in the future. Signed, Donald J. Trump, Commander-in-Chief. Dear Master Gunnery Sergeant Webb, the Marine Corps has been your occupation and family for many years past, and I am certain the memories, interests, and the future of the Corps will remain with you forever. Many desire to obtain your accomplished goals, but few can compare to you. You have clearly demonstrated the exceptional leadership qualities and the professional contributions we seek of our senior Marines. We are proud, as you must be, of your successful career. As a teacher to young Marines, a source of wise counsel, and as an example of those soldierly virtues we so admire, you have made a mark on the Corps that will remain long after you have left our active ranks. There are many young Marines you have influenced who will carry on in the same fine tradition that has always characterized the United States Marine Corps. You have my best wishes for good health and continued success in the years ahead. Semper Fidelis. Signed, Robert B. Neller, General, United States Marine Corps, Commandant of the Marine Corps. Dear Master Gunnery Sergeant Webb, on the occasion of your retirement, I would like to extend my congratulations and heartfelt thanks for your many years of dedicated service and selfless devotion to our country and Corps. You have made tremendous contributions and sacrifices throughout your Marine Corps career. As you prepare to enter this new chapter of your life, you can look back with immense pride and satisfaction on all you have accomplished. You have set an example of professionalism and leave a standard of excellence for all Marines who will carry on the legacy of our Corps. My wife Andrea joins me in wishing you continued success in the future. Semper Fidelis. Signed, Ronald L. Green, 18th Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. In honor of his faithful service to our nation, Master Gunnery Sergeant Webb is now being presented with a certificate certifying the American flag flown at the 2nd Marine Expeditionary Force Building, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, June 3, 2020. Master Gunnery Sergeant Webb will now be joined by his wife, Nicole M. Webb. To all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that Mrs. Nicole M. Webb has earned grateful appreciation for her unselfish, faithful, and devoted service during her husband's Marine Corps career. The hardships she's endured and sacrifices she's made during his tours of duty have not gone unnoticed. Her unfailing support and understanding helped to make possible her husband's lasting contribution to the Marine Corps and this command, given this 10th day of July, 2020. Signed, D.J. Furness, Major General, United States Marine Corps, Commanding General, 2nd Marine Division.
Yeah, you're on right now. Try not to fuck it up. That was easy.
I think that cover goes small for that big cage.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Thanks.
I don't want to get that angle. It's back in the 60s. It's cold up. Thicker on orange.
You got your cue card?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, the retiring officer, Major Jackson.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Really honored to be here. Over the last couple of weeks, as I tried to figure out what phrases or words best describe Jack Webb, things like honor, courage, commitment came up, but I said it's deeper than that, it's something different than that. And the phrase that I think best encapsulates Jack Webb is fierce pride. Fierce pride in his dedication and love for his nation, and his genuine concern, love, and leadership for the Marines that he leads, and those like me that he has the opportunity to mentor throughout their career. The first time I had an opportunity to see this fierce pride in action, I'll tell a little story that is not going to be unfamiliar. It's not singular to anybody who's ever been in FDC. It's happened since FDCs have been FDCing. It's not singular, but it's unique because it's our story. And Jack knows exactly the strong words because he hates when I tell it. Second Lieutenant Jackson, Tango 510, Guns Platoon Commander, and the FDO gets over the hooks and says, the red light is lit. Those who are not familiar with that, in the Fire Direction Center, we got a big giant coffee pot, and in the morning, they'll go ahead and give the word that the coffee is ready. Second Lieutenant Jackson steps in the FDC, grabs himself a cup of coffee, and then sacrilege just stands in the middle of FDC having a conversation. Staff Sergeant Webb at the time gave him the greeting of the day, but his tone, tenor, and inflection said far more than "Good morning, sir." And right there, I said to myself, "So we can't really kick me out because I'm a lieutenant, right?" I have this internal dialogue with myself. But I also realized that I'm pretty sure whatever he tells me to do next, I have to do, right? Whatever that means. So we looked at each other, and I got my coffee, and I just went in the corner for a couple seconds so I could maintain some type of dignity. But I also realized, okay, it's time for you to get out. Only one lieutenant in the FTC at a time. And I realized the reason he did that is not because he was trying to bust the second lieutenant's chops. It's because he has a fierce pride in making sure that his Marines are well and faithfully trained, focused, and ready to process that firing data to send rounds downrange. That fierce pride and that training that he gave those Marines carried over in combat when they were executing the disciplined application of violence to destroy the lives and fortunes of our adversaries in Iraq. And that was because of things that Jack Webb instilled in those Marines. Second time I got an opportunity to witness and be a recipient of that fierce pride is when I had the honor of serving as the operations officer with Master Sergeant Webb at the time as my operations chief. It was not merely an operations chief, he was a mentor, and we became friends, lifelong friends as a result. Those are the things that really encapsulate what I feel about this man sitting here before us that we are honoring for his 26 years of service in the United States military.
Right.
Last but not least, I talked to a couple folks here, and some folks know me. I'm in the Marine Corps because of a VHS tape from 1997 of Battle Color Ceremony from the Silent Drill Platoon and the Drum Bugle Corps. Somebody should.
Cadet Kelly.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that. It's later. The thing about that is, once I got in Marine Corps, to my chagrin, I found out Marines don't just walk around dressed blue spinning rifles all day. But they'd already hooked me. So that love for that martial magic, that drill and ceremony, is something that we share. And it's awesome. I know some of you guys like, there's officers who like drill. I do enjoy drill. And that was something that connected us. Now, that being said, Jack has been hinting for a couple weeks. Hey, sir, you still got that Springfield 1903, all the rest of that good stuff? And I say, I'm not starting on messing guns, I don't really have it, so on and so forth. I practiced a little bit, bust my hand open, sprained my finger, and I said, I'm not going to be able to do that. I don't want to embarrass myself, so on and so forth. But when this morning, as a matter of fact, I looked back and I said, out of all the things that has happened in Jack's life, do you think he's ever been feeling a certain type of way before he executed something? He's done a lot. So you could probably get up there and maybe fumble around and knock the rust off to honor that Marine. So, Jack, with your permission, I'd like to pop a couple sticks for you.
Hoorah! You're on the ditties.
Love it. What's the
We want to hear the ditties.
I was going to say ditty to myself.
That was not planned.
Here we go. Ooh.
Rust. We'll hit it back. MGySgt Webb, for your service and for your friendship. I thank you.
Hoorah!
Ladies and gentlemen, Master Gunnery Sergeant Webb.
Well, that was not planned, but I do appreciate it. Stay on the show.
Where's your rifle?
Major Rifle Standing Jackson. ladies and gentlemen.
Your turn. Dance off.
Yeah, not going to see this guy do that. Sir, thank you for the comments. I appreciate it. Somewhat embellished, but nonetheless, I do thank you for being here today and for just being the friend, as you alluded to, over the last several years. Appreciate you. So I guess I probably need to address the bull in the shop right now, and there's some confused looks on people's faces. What the fuck is this guy's name? Jack or Jason? Or what? So
Please do that.
half of the audience knows me as Jason. The other half knows me as Jack.
Short time.
2001, I went down to Paris Island and just ended up getting the nickname Jack, alluding to the DI, Jack Webb, old 50s movie. Was fitting, and it stuck with me ever since. Confused the shit out of my family when Nicole started calling me Jack. And my mom's asking, who the hell is Jack? And she's calling me Jason. Nicole's saying, who the hell is Jason? And, so earlier this year, I decided I was going to go ahead and start my transition process. I'm going to start immersing myself in the civilian sector and get a part-time job out there at Home Depot. And I'm like, all right, this is where I go ahead and get things back to the norm, right? I go back to Jason. All right, so I got Jason on my name tape. We're working there a couple of months. Mike is knowing me as Jason, and then lo and behold, I got some old neighbors that come by and they're calling me Jack. I see a confused look on his face. I see a confused look on my neighbor's face when she sees my name Jason, and she's thinking, who the hell is Jason? And Mike's like, so they walk away, and Mike looks at me and he's like, who the hell is Jack? So leave it up to me to confuse and overcomplicate something as simple as a first name, but Jack just seems to stick around, so I think we'll go ahead and accept that and embrace it. But it's, the years have blown by. I can't believe that more than a quarter of a century ago, I was walking up them steps right there, check into my first duty station, Sierra 510. I'm lucky enough to have some of my boys from back in that day come out here and able to go through this ceremony with me, and I appreciate them. Brummage, bringing the COVID all the way from Arizona. I appreciate you. Loving it. Seong, Master Gun Seong was hoping to be here this morning, but he had to cancel last minute. But Brooks, you know, running the streets with them, and Dan Arnold and other folks, you know, Old Barry Gunny, Christopher Martin. Appreciate you being here. Former regimental FAC here at 10th Marines, the only known recipient of the Ghetto Achievement Medal that we presented to him out in the field. So we pinned the gam on him some years ago. He gave him that medal, gave him that notification appreciation because of his just sheer give a shit about anybody else. When the gun line's cold and it's time to hygiene, there's a poncho and a 5-gallon jug going out in front of the gun line, and don't care who sees me. We're getting cleaned up. So appreciate it. Thank you, sir. You know, Matt Samnick and Rich Crumman was going to try to make it out here again. You know, due to some unforeseen circumstances, they had to cancel at the last minute. So, nonetheless, I do appreciate them for the effort of trying to make it out here. But I'd be remiss if I didn't, you know, call out one individual who, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be standing here today. My greatest mentor, I think we're live streaming from Okinawa, Tom Tyler. He was my ops chief back in the day. Had a blast, you know, grew up and molded that FDC into what I ran my FDC to become. And he was a great mentor, and he went on PCS, was the ops chief of 112, and I was back UDP to Okinawa, and I was within 30 days of getting out. I was fed up. I had you know, done my SEPs, my TAPs, my final physical, and I was going to EAS out of Okinawa on a UDP. Somehow or another, he found out. This is before, you know, all the young bucks in the back. There was such a day before, you know, social media and cell phones and all that trash. That the only way to contact somebody was snail mail or you know, face-to-face conversation. Somehow or another, he found out that I was getting out, and he made a phone call to the NCO hut there in the barracks in Okinawa, and talked me off the ledge for about 2 hours. The next day, there was an extension package already sitting on the first sergeant's desk, and you know, the rest is history. So again, if it wasn't for the clarity that he gave to me that night over the phone, I would have been EAS'd a long time ago, and none of this would ever happen. Right? So Tom, again, I personally thank you for everything you've done and the friend you've become over the years. So when I left here first time, went down to Paris Island, you know, I met just a class act of individuals. Dickie V, good buddy of mine. Big Lou Starnes, Sergeant Major Borders couldn't be here. They were called out at the last minute as well. But made some great friends out there. Lifelong friends. It was a good time. Probably good that they ended up having to cancel at the last minute, because like I was sure that the Port Royal PD had already called up here at JPD saying, hey, these doctors are getting together. You might want to put the place on lockdown. But you know, we had a great class. You know, great tour together. You know, Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps now, Sergeant Major Black was my squad instructor. And I know he hated my guts. I mean, he was in my ear screaming all the time. I claimed 20% disability, so I thank him for that. But you know, it was a good time. My first cycle, Craig Latham was my heavy. I didn't know shit from anything. You know, being your first cycle, he was trying to figure it out. But Craig introduced me, indoctrinated me, worked the living dog shit out of me. I remember that first rifle range, summer in South Carolina. Out on the range, I catch the recruit crud like we all do the first cycle. I got over 100-degree temperature, and he looks at me like, okay, who's on the boys? All right. But that work ethic that he established that cycle, that stuck with me my entire life, and I appreciate you. You think? Coming back here after the drill field, you know, done a deployment to Fallujah and you know whatnot, but it ended up being, like you said, Tango Battery, Sergeant Major Strack, ran into him. He was, you know, some of my darker days, but he stuck up for me and helped me through that. Again, as the
Right call.
Major alluded to, first time we met, rifle spin in Jackson, so I appreciate it again, all you've done with us. You know, moving on, out to Hawaii, signed with 2-3. Had the pleasure of meeting the Nelsons. Grew a great friendship over the years. Probably needed to have PMO called on us for our block parties, but
100%.
it was definitely a good time, and I appreciate you all. You know, so from there I'm going to 211. Now I got a click here. So my OPSO, while I was out there at 211, my assistant ops chief at 211, the commander of troops. I appreciate you, Master Armadale. I know you're not in your comfort zone right now, being out there doing some drill ceremonies, but you're making it work, and I appreciate you. Thank you. So back here, you know, as we all say, you got a black hole on N Street. You'll end up back here at some point in time. And I thought I was going to retire out of Cali. They dangled promotion over your head and get you for 3 more years. So it is fitting, and I do appreciate the circumstances that, you know, I started here on those steps, and I'm going to finish here on those steps as well. So I like it. It goes full circle, and I did appreciate that. Chief Warrant Officer Dotson's been a pleasure working with you and the whole TAP crew over the last few years, off and on. I appreciate that. And then special shout out to the E9 Mafia and the regiment throughout. You know, Raphael, thank you for being part of this. You know, Tom Vistra. We got John Locke. Thank you for coming out of hibernation for this as well. You know, and Pat Vallette, I wanted to put a shout out to him, but me and him partners on the I-40 rescue. I'll tell that story over at Fiddler's. Fitch came out of the mountains. I appreciate you guys coming out, Ben, coming down here. I appreciate you being in the AO and showing up today. All right, so my boys, very proud of both of y'all. I appreciate you guys not growing up and being little shits, and as we see some dependents, you know, you see them running around the stores, and you're like, put a leash on that damn kid. And I appreciate y'all, you know, not being those, needing a little rudder steer here and there, but overall, I appreciate you being good kids and growing into good men. You know, I know Isaac still has his high school days ahead of him, so the jury's still out on that, but I think you're going to be good. Love you guys. Appreciate you. And finally, to the strongest woman I know, Dave, I know this has been a long and difficult 9 months, and it's been a struggle, but you've proven to be a fighter. And, you know, despite my 4 combat deployments, you've proven to be the true warrior in this family. And I thank you and I love you. Thank you all for showing up. If I didn't call you out name by name, I apologize. But again, thanks. And after Old Glory, we're going to go grab some grub up at Fiddler's, maybe a beer or 6, and wish you all would join us. Appreciate it.
Right.